Hey everybody, what is going on? We're live. See if anybody jumps in here. I don't think so, because we don't exactly have a giant subscriber base, but we'll give it just a couple of minutes here. If you're watching a replay on this, which is probably how most people see this, if you've been following the channel, you know that I've said on many occasions that we pretty much canceled all of our travel plans for this year because of the outrageously high price of gasoline. And that's still the situation. However, we haven't decided to cancel all of our travel. We're just canceling the big trips we had planned. We're going to take about 4 of them this year, where we were going to go, 4, 5, 6, 7 day trips. We're kind of back down to where we're going to do stuff that we can do in a couple hours, simply because of, again, the price of gasoline. I apologize that the camera's wild. Oh, it's probably bouncing too much here. It's probably irritating as hell. Sorry about that. I had it sitting on the dashboard. I'll put it right here. Might be a little better for vibration. But yeah, it was just because of gasoline, we're keeping it close to home. And either way, before I do any big trip, or really any trip at all, first time this season, I really like to stay close to home, just for the sake of if there's any big issues, any problems or what have you, you're close to home. And as long as the RV itself doesn't break down to where it's not drivable, you can get back home and it's not a totally terrible situation, just a crappy situation. So what I'm doing is there have been a couple upgrades. Look, I can forget where the lens is. It's up here now. There's been a couple upgrades we made. The biggest one, and can I turn this around while I'm doing live? I sure can. Biggest one is the installation of a new well, it's brand new. This is a color rear view monitor. The other monitor, the one that came with the unit when we bought it, was garbage. I think the camera worked okay, but to get anything that resembled sight out of that, you had to have the brightness and the contrast cranked all the way up, which tells you there's a problem. It was black and white, so it's kind of antiquated. Oops, push that button right there. That should come on. There we go, and boom, we have a color monitor. So I've got the cut, as you can clearly see. I've got the we got a viewer. Hey, thanks for watching, man. So cool. Appreciate it. It's probably my wife in the other room. But anyway, obviously I've already got the camera mounted because you can see it working there. Just to give you some idea of how I lined this up, if you're looking, I set this up to where the very bottom of the screen right there is about 4 feet from my bumper. And I know that because I just had an object, I think it was a wheel chalk, that I'd move back and forth. And then I'd set it there until I could see it, and then go back and see where it was 4 feet. That's my bike rack right over here in the corner. You can see the ladder. But anyway, I'm going to mount this right about here, so you can see it while we're driving down the road, rather than have to look down here. Not a big fan of looking. I don't like looking away, especially... be quiet. Hold on, that's the auto leveling system letting me know that... Yes, I know. Thank you. That'll stop in a second. So anyway, yeah, I don't like looking away from the road when I don't have to. My phone mount here, which I'm going to reinstall, puts my phone, which is my map, right about there. So this is a little bit of a point of view. It's kind of not wide enough angled lens, but that way, I don't have to turn my head. I can just kind of divert my glance down to about right here as I'm looking out the road. So this will be in front of me. This will be really cool because if you've ever driven a motorhome, you know that the mirrors are really the only thing that you've got as far as what's behind you. And because of the length of the vehicle, man, you can't see, something's 7, 8, 9 feet behind you. You really can't see it. Plus backing up and all that fun stuff. So this is going to go a long way. This is the Amtifo. Bought it from off of Amazon. It's a wireless. Of course, you have to have electricity to your camera. So what I did is I just used the power source from the, from the wiring from the camera that was up there before, the old one. Still had power to it, and then it uses a Bluetooth signal to send this up front, and you can add additional cameras. So if, for example, when we tow the race car trailer, if I choose to do so, I can put a camera on the back of the race car trailer so I can still see behind me. If that trailer was there, it would take up that whole frame. We wouldn't be able to see anything. So that's what we've got there. That's what's going on. The other thing I've got to do, and this is super important, we had this mounted earlier, and I just didn't think it was work, but this is our Key West, our Conch Republic surfboard thing, and I'll show you. We had that right here above the freezer. And I knew once it got warm in here, it wasn't going to stick. So I've got some other stuff up here. I don't know, some Velcro I think I'm going to stick that up there with. But outside of that, we're pretty much ready to go. New phone charger that I have to figure out how to attach to that bracket right there. And that's really about it. So tomorrow, which we'll be leaving when Judy comes home from work tomorrow, pretty much all we have to do is load up the dogs, and we'll be down the road. So that's kind of where we're at with this. But we are going to be filming a little bit. We'll be filming our trip down there, setting up camp, and then our trip back. And the reason being, the campground's nothing special. We're going to this particular one, A, because it's close, B, because they do have a swimming pool, and it has been in the upper 90s all week. It's supposed to be a nice, mild, super mild weekend, which will be a nice change, but I'm looking forward to that swimming pool. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. I'm going to switch this around. But yeah, we're going to have video with Judy in it, believe it or not. Judy and TJ's Midlife Adventures. We'll finally have Judy back in it. So I'm looking forward to that. So anyway, appreciate you watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you're a motorsports fan, I've got another page, Midlife Racing Crisis. There's some great stuff on there. I'll be heading out tomorrow for a little bit. Going to be taking some footage from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and the vintage racing event going on out there. There's going to be all kinds of cool stuff. Knock on wood, I can make it tomorrow and get this thing, all these projects finished up before we go, and we'll be able to do it to it. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. This is my first live stream. Somebody jumped in early. God bless you. Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.